I think one of the reasons why the prize is so prestigious is, of course, that it is a big prize. It has been from the beginning. Currently, you get 8 million kroners if you receive the prize, which is 1 million euro, unless you share the prize with someone. So up to 3 people can receive the same prize. And you might even get half of half, 25%. 2 people can receive half of the prize and the other one, the other half.
So who decides who gets more money?
Oh, that's up to these prize awarding institutions. But no, let's say that, for example, let me think of an example. Yes, last year in physics, Saul Perlmutter and Brian Schmidt and Adam Rees received the physics prize for discovering the accelerating expansion of the universe. Have you heard this? It's expanding faster and faster. And they are astrophysics looking into the sky. They were actually looking at supernovae, like exploding stars. And they realized that the universe is expanding. And Saul Perlmutter had this one team, and Brian Schmidt and Adam Rees had the other team. So Saul Perlmutter got half of the prize, and Brian Schmidt and Adam Rees got the other half together. But the money is not the most important thing. Neither is the medal. You get a nice medal. Gold. Also very valuable if you were to sell it ever. This is a real one, by the way. We borrowed this from Herbert Simmons, his family. So this is the medal for economics. And here is a copy of the peace medal. And you get a diploma, often inspired by the discovery that you made, or your poetry maybe. This was given to a Swedish poet, Erik Axel Karlfeldt. See? But the most important,
like
yes?
This one will be different for each different...
Yes, it's always unique in that sense. Here you see other examples. We have, in the cafe, you can see the diplomas of last year. And sometimes it's hard to know how it was inspired by the discovery, but there's always an explanation. Now, the most important thing though is the prestige and the honor. And I think if you work in physics or chemistry, it's really big. It is the highest honor you could ever hope to receive. And there are a lot of prizes in these fields, but this is the big thing. And if you think about it, the Nobel Prize, I think, is the finest award in the world. It's like the gold standard. If you hear about other prizes that are very prestigious, they always say, oh, it's like the Nobel Prize of mathematics or architecture and so on. The Nobel Prize is really the finest one. And I think the reason for this is mainly that so many famous people have gotten the prize over the years. So if you receive the prize now, you will be up here, in Nobel heaven with the other famous people, like Albert Einstein, Martin Luther King, who received the Peace Prize. And this brings me back to how important this selection process is. You have to find the right people, because they really give their prestige to the prize also. If you receive the prize now, in 100 years, hopefully, you will be like the one giving your prestige. This is, here you see pictures from the award ceremony, and there you see the king himself carrying the diploma and the medal. You recognize the laureate, Japanese writer Kensaburo Oe. Yes, bowing here to the audience. I was there last year. Very nice to see this in real life. But it's a very solemn occasion. There was this one guy, Lloyd Shaped, he received the economics prize, and he made a mistake. He was supposed to bow first to the members of the committee, but he went to the audience right away. And then he realized his mistake, and he was like, never mind, and he did this, and he just went back to his seat. But he's very old, so I don't know. He's so old he doesn't even care anymore. We asked him, he was here at the museum, and we asked him, have you been to Stockholm before? And he was like, yes, 1938 I was here with my father. when he was 16, and he was really, really nice guy. It has even happened to me that I had people in the audience, like this one guy was carrying a Nobel pin, like much nicer, older one. And I asked him, do you know any Nobel laureates? And he said yes. And then his wife said, and he is a Nobel laureate, you know, he received the Nobel. So that was embarrassing, that I didn't recognize him. But he was very friendly. And most of these people are, I think, very humble people, very dedicated to their work. Now, yes, this is the solemn occasion, okay? You get it from the king, no mistakes, classical music, speeches given by the members of the prize-awarding institutions about their work. And then, later in the evening, you have the Nobel banquet. So big party, a lot of entertainment, and dancing all night through. And there you also have the possibility for the laureates to hold a shorter speech, and much less formal than, often with, maybe political opinions or just joking around, whatever. Yes, and then you hold a Nobel lecture, presenting your work, and then it's over, really. Then you are a Nobel laureate. But of course, I think if you're still active as a scientist, for example, it might really help you a lot that you are a Nobel laureate. The money might help you as well. Today, I don't think people use the money that often for research, because we have other kinds of funding today. But Marie Curie, for example, she used all of her money for her research. And back then, it was a lot harder to get funds. Do I have any time? Yes, I do. You can do whatever you want with the money, if you ever. And you can receive the prize several times, like Marie Curie. We actually have a 3-time Nobel laureate. Do you know who it is? It's the Red Cross, the International Committee of the Red Cross, an institution. And then there's also a few people who have received the prize several times. I mentioned the transistor. That was John Bardeen and William Shockley and Brattain also. And he received the second prize for superconductivity. And it's fantastic. He got 2 Nobel Prizes, and he invented the transistor, which is like amazingly important for everything around us, but he's not that famous. And I think he was very shy as a person. So he lived in a neighborhood in the United States for many, many years. And his neighbors remembered him for being a nice guy, but not for, had no idea that he received 2 Nobel Prizes. Oh, really? And I even had a guy in the audience once who had him as a professor, and he told me he was a terrible teacher because he was very shy. And he had problems speaking to people. So people are different. Einstein is, of course, really famous, but he only received 1 prize. If you look at the prizes, though, it's normally given for very basic research. So Albert Einstein got the prize for, well, a bit for relativity, but especially for the photoelectric effect. And if you enter this museum, you will have used the photoelectric effect, because the sliding doors open thanks to this effect. It's a beam of light coming, hits metal, and an electron is released, and the current makes the doors open. And also we have GPS. Without the theory of relativity, we could not have GPS. Because if something moves really fast, time goes slower for this object, such as the sun. So without Einstein, we could not have, the things we take for granted. And this is very important also. So I got the question once why inventors don't get the prize. Let's say Steve Jobs should have gotten the prize, but normally it's given for very basic things. Without the transistor, we could not have an iPhone at all. We also have Jack Kilby receiving the prize in 2000, and he discovered the integrated circuit which is why we can have microchips. It's very important also. Any questions so far? Well, then if you have any questions later, you can come by the entrance of the shop. If you are a Nobel laureate, you get 10%. It's true. Once we had this guy here, this economics laureate, and he was in the shop. He was here for the second time after we got the prize, and he said to his wife, "Remember now, we have 10%." So, and if you get 2 Nobel prizes, like 20%. It's an order. You also get lifetime free entry to the museum. It's very nice. And we have the special code for Nobel laureates. So if you check out the chairs also in the cafe, did you see this? Every chair is signed by a Nobel laureate who's here. So we have a signature from the Dalai Lama and all of the laureates from last year. Where do you come from? Sorry?
Malaysia.
Oh, Malaysia. I don't know if we have any Malaysian.
Oh.
No laureates.
Singapore.
Singapore.
No.
Oh. We have East Timor is pretty close, but of course that's the only one I can think of right now.
What's it called? This one.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Now, yes, and that was it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.